Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of a breakdown of one of the Supreme Court's recent decisions as to how it affects the country as a whole in, I guess, in the short term for right now. We're going to talk about the case where they limited judges' abilities to issue nationwide injunctions. I'm going to have this be another smoke sesh with Tom Powell video on my YouTube channel. So this is where you find folks at TikTok or on TikTok. The video is going to end for you because I'm going to be doing things on screen I can't do on TikTok. So if you want to watch the rest of this video, you'll have to watch it when it becomes available on my YouTube channel. Link in bio. It's free to you. Okay. Now that we're only on YouTube and we're doing a smoke sesh video, if you I've been working on this one here, so it's a little stubby one. If you've got your dubage handy, go ahead and fire it up, and we're going to have a conversation about this. Federal injunctions. Federal injunctions are in place because the judicial branch of the federal government serves as a check and balance on the other two branches. The judicial branch is the court system of the United States of America. The legislative branch is Congress. The House of Representatives and the Senate is what makes up what's called Congress. The Senate is known as the upper chamber. The House of Representatives is known as the lower chamber, and together they make up Congress. They make the laws. The judicial branch interprets the laws. The executive branch enforces the laws. It's the president and his cabinet, his or her cabinet. Anyway, those are the three branches, and they each serve as a check and balance on one another. Judicial oversight is if a president does something that is an overreach of their abilities within their branch. The judicial branch has the ability to put a pause on it, put a hold on it, put an injunction on it. Say, hey, you're not going to do that until this. You've been sued because you did this. You're not going to do it until this makes its way through the courts. That's what a judicial injunction is. Recently, a Supreme Court ruling, limited federal judges' abilities to issue nationwide injunctions. So, to the best of my knowledge, from what I have seen on the pages of the people that I follow that are in the legal field, and from what I've been able to read, what that means is a federal judge can issue an injunction for their district, but not nationwide. So what does that mean? That means that quite literally, no matter where you are, it matters where you are in the United States of America as to what laws currently apply to you. The word united means nothing in the United States of America as of right now. Let me show you this. These are the geographic boundaries for the district courts. For the appellate courts and the district courts in the United States of America. So you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's your district courts. There are your boundaries. I'm in number 7. I'm in Illinois. So basically, my geographic boundary is Illinois, Indiana, and Wisconsin. So a district judge can issue an injunction in my district, in number 7 there, and it would mean that whatever executive order that Donald Trump signed today that was a violation of our Constitution is not in effect in this district, so in these 3 states. But in the next district over, in number 8, perhaps a Republican judge said, no, we're not doing that. And the district judge from number 7, whereas before he could issue a nationwide injunction saying, hey, this has to be stopped nationwide until it makes its way through the federal courts. They can no longer do that. They can only do it for their own district. So it might be the law for today in Iowa, but not the law for today in Illinois. It quite literally depends on where you're standing in the United States of America as to what law applies to you at any given point in time. How fucked up is that? United my ass. If you are in southern Indiana and you work in northern Kentucky, or you're in northern Kentucky and you work in southern Indiana, which, by the way, happens a lot, and that not just with those two states, with a whole bunch, northern Illinois and Wisconsin. Now they're in the same district, but I'm just as an example, right? If I'm using Indiana and Kentucky as an example because they're in two different districts. There are tons of people that live in Kentucky and work in Indiana, or live in Indiana and work in Kentucky. And as of right now, because of the Supreme Court, because of this stolen, bastardized Supreme Court, the federal laws of the land are going to be different where you work than where you live. We have thrown the United States of America into chaos because we couldn't bring ourselves to vote for Hillary Clinton. I mean, literally, that's what it boils down to, right? This country just couldn't imagine itself with a President Hillary Clinton, and so we got the first Trump presidency, and all three of those Supreme Court justices, and the overturning of Roe v. Wade, and the erosion of the Voting Rights Act, and this here saying that you can't issue nationwide injunctions when that's always been a thing since the dawn of our republic, or saying that the president has immunity. It all boils down to the folks that couldn't bring themselves to vote for Hillary Clinton. Because if he loses in 2016, right, let's just make sure we're crystal clear. If he loses in 2016, he probably doesn't ever run for president again, right? Because he ran, it was widely known and not disputed that he originally ran in 2016 as a way to boost the company name, to boost the product name, to boost the name Trump. They didn't really expect to win. They were going to fucking do this to boost the name. Look, we ran a presidential campaign, and then off to the next fucking project. But the motherfucker actually won. If he never wins, we don't ever see him in politics again, is my guess. So not only did the people who couldn't vote for Hillary Clinton give us the 6-3 conservative Supreme Court and the overturning of Roe and the erosion of our institutions and no more nationwide injunctions, but they gave us the second term too, because the motherfucker never went away. He won, and had he not won, it would have just been a footnote in Republican political history. Old school Republicans would be talking about how they sorry, my wife called while I was there, while I was making the content there. And I lost my train of thought because I just now had a whole conversation with my wife about my son's insurance card. So you combine that little dip in making the content and me hitting the doob a couple of times here, and I forgot what we were talking about. So my bad. Have a groovy day, smoke some more, and we'll talk again.